original voice notes sent on WhatsApp, but you will also be liable if you share or forward any such voice note or post made by someone else. In addition, if you send threatening or obscene messages electronically to another person, you may be liable to a fine of $10,000 and or imprisonment of up to 12 months. Before you hit send, make sure that you can prove that your posts and voice notes are true and that they do not contain any offensive or threatening material.
This message has been brought to you by the St. Kitts and Nevis Bar Association in collaboration with Win FM. Visit www.sknbar.org for more information.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib, it's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
Painting a new room or project can transform your whole mood. So reset, renew, and refresh with Harris Paints. Shop now and get a chance to dip to win discounts or cash and prizes. Get up to 40% off or your share of $2,500 in gifts and cash with every $100 spent. Reset, renew, and refresh with Harris Paints.
Love it, uplift your spirit. All is to change your world. Christmas with Harris.
And laugh, even almost got married. And for MB, I'm thankful. Wish I could say thank you today, cause he was an angel. One taught me love, one taught me patience, and one taught me pain. Now I'm so amazing. Say I loved and I lost. That's not what I see. Look what I've got. Look what you taught me. And for that I say thank you. Next, next, thank you. Next, next, thank you. Next, I'm so very grateful for my ex. Thank you. Next, next, thank you. Next, next, thank you. Next, I'm so very spend more time with my friends. I ain't worried about nothing. Plus I met someone else. We having better discussions. I know they say that I move on too fast, but this one gon' last. Cause her name is Nene, and I'm so good with that. So good with she taught me love. She taught me patience. How she handles pain. Now that's just amazing. That's just amazing alone. Yeah, yeah. That's not what I should. Cause look what I found. Ain't no need for searching. And for that I say thank you. Next, next, thank you. Next, next, thank you. Next, I'm so very grateful for my ex. Thank you. Next, next, thank you. Next, next, thank you. Next, I'm so very grateful for my ex. Thank you. Next, thank you. Next, thank you. Next, I'm so very. One day I walk down the aisle, holding hands with my mama. I'll be thanking my dad, cause she grew from the drama. Only wanna do it once real bad. Gon' make that thing last. God forbid something happens. At least this song is a smash. Got so much love, got so much patience. I've learned from the pain. Turned out amazing. That's not what I see. Cause look what I found. Ain't no need for searching. And for that I say thank you. Next, next, thank you. Next, next, thank you. Next, I'm so very
Welcome to Island Tea with your faves Kevon and Amali, and with Azim on the ones and 96s. Keep it locked in with us for your daily dose of hot tea, only on Win Media 98.9.
Welcome to Island Tea. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Friday, and that means I don't have to come here for another 2 days. It's a celebration.
I'm here tomorrow to line.
Excuse me?
I might have been mistaken.
Tomorrow to do what?
I apologize.
Okay. Keep it. May want it. Wow. But it is Friday, and Friday is the end of the week for most of us. You know, take some time to wind down. And I'm very excited for the weekend. There's nothing happening, and that's exactly why I'm excited. Because I need to lie down.
Nothing happening for you?
Nothing happening for me.
Nothing keeping?
Nothing keeping for me.
Nothing's keeping mine. Ask Azim.
Tell us, what is keeping?
Keeping for you?
I mean, it's for him.
Oh. No, Jade said for what? Tell us what is keeping, Azim.
What is keeping?
What is the keep?
What is likely to be kept is absolutely nothing.
I see Azim coming in good clothes.
Yeah, Azim.
The viewers online just see me in a white shirt. Make I'm so.
So every Friday, Azim.
Pump shots.
Every Friday, Azim is coming here stunting on everybody. You know, he has come in here. He head wrapped. That's the crispest. Right? That's the crispest shirt I've ever seen in my life. You probably Niagara starch spray that to death, and you know everything just crisp, and you even clean your glasses.
I got things to do, yeah.
And he's not wearing a fitted cap, which means it's something quite important and formal and official.
Top dog in the place.
Do you have a meeting with Top Dog?
Some top dogs.
Okay then, all right.
Okay, understood.
A collection of
top dogs.
Collection of top dogs. Yeah.
What do you call a group of dogs?
A pack.
A pack of top dogs, boy, of alpha males.
But guess what we're about to do?
I don't know.
We're about to link up.
Something that I'm not involved in whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm not either. So
I'm taking a mission this morning. I'm out here. I'm down with. They heard wrong. Island Tea gonna be.
Y'all don't want to cross over into the markets?
No.
Why not? You think it's only think it's people want to hear our good advice, our good opinions that we keep sharing and people keep.
We're talking about with these people. Like what's supposed to happen?
We're supposed to talk about some elections because apparently Uncle Gonzalez won again.
Yeah, for his fifth term.
Fifth.
How many seats he won? One by.
Let me tell you. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds.
15 to 9 or something like that.
Give me 2 seconds and I give you a proper.
15 to 9, I think.
So he win by a bigger margin than last election?
No. So the final map is 9-6.
Then a bigger margin? I see. Last election, he won by 1 seat?
Yeah, he gained 1 seat this election.
So no, he won by 2 seats?
No, he gained 1 seat this election. Well, yeah. So, no, yeah. I thought he was asking if he gained 2, but no, he gained 1, so he won by 2, 9-6. So 3 actually. He won by 3 seats.
How?
The point is he win.
How can the opposition be so close to the cusp of victory the last election, losing by 1 seat, and then drop the ball and lose by 3 the following election?
And they picked up 1
Who's
seat.
in charge here?
So ULP gained 9 seats and NDP gained 6. Well, not gained. ULP obtained 9 seats. NDP gained 6. Obtained 6. But it's like if we're going by votes, ULP obtained 25,933 votes. NDP gained 27,661
they got the popular
votes.
vote?
They got the popular vote.
Right.
But
that's the thing with seats, yeah.
Seats and popular votes are 2 different things.
Boy.
Woo. But hey,
all that means is one of them fellas for the opposition win by a few of them win by some disgusting margins. But margins mean nothing. A win is a win is a win. I remember when we interviewing Patches during the election. They said, Patches, like you won by 4 votes last election. How you feel about this election? Patches said, I only needed to be able to win by 1.
A win is a win.
A win is a win is a win.
If you're winning in a race, whether you win by a second or win by a minute, you still win, you know? So.
A win is a win, boy.
There's answer.
Trump win the election yet?
No. So what happened actually, overnight, Joe Biden overtook Georgia. He was behind in Georgia, and he's now leading in Georgia by under 1,000 votes. About, I think, like 900 and something votes. So it's neck and neck. They're almost done counting Georgia.
So once Biden wins Georgia, that's it, he gone clear.
If Biden wins any of the seats, if he wins Nevada, Georgia, any of the ones still on the map, he wins.
Also, he's the president.
So essentially, he now has 2 in his favor. So if he wins any one of those 2, or both, he's the president. He's the new president-elect. But hey, is it time to link up?
In theory.
Okay.
Trump saying anyway.
In theory.
Trump said, just a fool. Trump said the cheat. He in charge of the process and he said the cheat.
Donald Trump said that the votes are magically being counted. But I don't think he understood that mail-in votes.
No, but you know what the funniest thing about this whole thing is? He's calling down the validity of the mail-in votes, and he voted with absentee ballot.
Should you?
Like what?
So should they not count his either?
Obviously.
But just to sprinkle some updates on you, on everyone, to obtain presidency, to be the new president, you must obtain 270 electoral votes. Each state holds a certain number of votes, and Joe Biden now has 267. He's 6 electoral votes away from winning. And Donald Trump currently has 214 electoral votes. There are 5 states still on the map that have not been declared. 2 of them are now in the favor of Joe Biden, and 3 for Donald Trump. But we'll take a very short. We're going straight into it. Yeah, Mario, like I want to slap me. Hello, welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
There's a bit of a static on the line, but we'll work with it as best we can. How are you all doing?
We're doing great.
Okay. Who am I speaking with?
This is Kevon.
This is Kevon?
Yes.
Okay. How are things in St. Kitts this morning?
Hot.
Is it really?
Well, that's
a bit.
Yes, maybe. I don't know.
How is it over there?
Yeah, go ahead.
And we are also in studio with Amali.
God damn it.
Okay, good morning, Amali.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm doing fine, thank you. I'm doing fine.
How is life in?
There's a little bit about. Sorry, go ahead.
I was asking you, how's life in the land of Uncle Gaston?
Life is good. We're thankful.
Oh, wow.
We're thankful. Things are not perfect, of course. There's no such thing as perfection on this that the Lord placed us on, but we're thankful. This is good Friday morning.
Brilliant.
Trying to straddle that fence between managing the coronavirus and also economic sustenance, which is always not an easy thing.
Oh, it's very difficult. It's difficult for us here in St. Kitts as well. I mean, we have the battle of, do we open the borders? Do we remain closed? And if we remain closed, how are we going to feed ourselves? And it's a balancing act.
Yes, absolutely. How did the reopening go? Because you had reopened, I think, on the 31st of October, if I'm not mistaken.
You mean the quote unquote reopening?
So surprise, we still kind of closed.
You're still kind of closed?
Well, we've said, the country has opened on the 31st of October. However, our first commercial flight is supposed to be landing on November 7th. So, there's still technically no commercial traffic as yet.
Real reopening.
Right.
And what carrier is that?
This is American Airlines.
Which one?
American.
Oh, American. Okay. All right. Nothing. Well, it would appear. I mean, we had, of course, American Airlines. We have JetBlue, and I believe we also have Delta as well. And out of the United Kingdom, we would have had Virgin and British Airways. However, because of the shutdown order by the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Virgin and flights out of London from British Airways, there was an announcement overnight that those flights are going to be suspended until early to mid-December, when the lockdown is concluded. So that's the position that we're finding ourselves in. So this COVID thing, and this is at a time when our season is just supposed to be picking up. So just as we were seeing, bright sparks, if you will, or green shoots, if whatever metaphor you prefer to use, we're the impact of that particular lockdown decision by the British Prime Minister.
Okay, question. Yeah. What sort of protocols does Antigua have in place as it relates to commercial flights landing, in terms of like quarantine and testing, etc.?
Okay. Good question. Let me try and see if I can answer it as best I can based on what I know. You should be arriving with a COVID test, a PCR test. That should not be more than a few days old. I think it's 7 days old, not more than 7 days old. It might be shorter than that, but you should have a negative PCR test. If not, somehow, I think one or two people have slipped through the cracks, and the government, of course, would have tested them upon arrival. But you ought to, one of the conditions is you ought to have a negative PCR test before you board the flight to Antigua. Upon arrival, if you're, a returning national, you basically, I think by and large, certainly from experience with my family, they basically quarantine at home, you self-quarantine at home. If not self-quarantine, if the government has some particular concerns, you're placed in a government quarantine for 2 weeks, 14 days. And if you're at a hotel, you basically, you have to stay in the hotel. You can't move, and the hotel is, they refer to it as a biosecure area. So you need to indicate which hotel you're going to be staying at so that they can keep a tab on you. And recently the cabinet has made a decision that they're going to be using electronic bracelets to help the police that situation in terms of the enforcement of the quarantine. So those are the protocols as I understand it in the main. I may be missing one or two minor details, but that's my understanding in the main, some information that was shared with me very recently. I'm assuming it's the same in St. Kitts or similar?
Not really.
Not really.
And that's why when you asked about our borders being open, we said quote unquote open because they ain't really open. Yeah. They're open technically, but it's very difficult to come here.
It's quite the task to come here, and then even so, like right now, the only way to actively get here is by charter still, because again, commercial flights haven't resumed. But then when you get here, it's a
they haven't resumed though. They've begun booking though.
Yeah,
they've begun booking, and I think before.
What about private jets?
Sorry?
Private jets.
Yeah, charters.
Yeah, charters can come. Yeah. But with permission from the authorities, of course.
As a matter of fact, I think before you could even fly, you have to. There's actually a website that you have to go to
and
register and all of that before you could even, try to get here. So there's a lot of steps.
And in terms of the self-quarantine in Antigua, what sort of security is in place for that to ensure people don't? Because the braces haven't been implemented yet.
The self-quarantine?
Yeah.
I don't know that there's much policing that goes on. I'm not aware that my family members were monitored by police. But they're good citizens, so they did the right thing.
Oh, they're good citizens. Nice.
Okay. So y'all behave over there?
I guess that's what they call self-quarantine. Basically, they're trusting you that you're going to do the right thing.
Oh, wow. Well, Timothy ain't trusting nobody.
Yeah. Sorry?
I said Timothy isn't trusting anybody.
Well, I don't think they trust people in the BVI either. So you actually have somebody like outside your house. But I don't know that obtains here in Antigua and Barbuda. But I'll tell you what, let's talk about very quickly St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Either of you gentlemen followed the elections? Dr.
We followed it on the surface, but nothing in any detail. We received word that the Honorable Gonzalez was victorious once again for an unprecedented fifth term in office. Jesus Christ have mercy.
Oh yes, I'm of two minds on that. I mean, I personally like Ralph. I've had interaction with him. I've had the opportunity of, I think almost a lot of people in the Caribbean have had the opportunity of flying with him because he's always was always on Liat. Not that Liat is not in the air right now. But I've been to lectures that he's put on. So I'm generally impressed with his intellect. He's a very sharp mind, very fine mind, excellent communicator.
Yes.
And very charismatic. But at the same time, on the flip side, I don't know that I would want to have that kind of stress. I mean, is power that fantastic that you want to put up with that level of stress and that level of aggro for 5 consecutive terms? I mean, for me, make my contribution and give somebody else with fresher legs a chance and let them cement. Well, put it this way. I should have accomplished enough at this time to have cemented a legacy and hopefully hand it over to someone who will essentially extend that legacy into the future. I don't know. But that's just how I see it. I've never tasted power like that, so maybe I can easily say that on the outside looking in. If I get there, I don't know. I don't think if I get there, big if, I'd want to stay on for that long. For me, you do what you have to do and move on. That's how I see things. But, I don't know. What can I tell you? I like the American system. 2 terms, and that's it.
Agreed.
Bye-bye. See you later. Give somebody else a chance. And it keeps things fresh,
Keeps things fresh, and it cuts down. It mitigates us only by so much the chance of corruption. You don't sit there long enough to start
to get too comfortable
doing crazy
things. But the thing is,
they're human, huh?
Right?
Yeah,
absolute power corrupts, absolutely.
The thing is, do you feel like because you mentioned that you personally wouldn't want to endure that kind of stress for another 5 years? Do you think after 20 years? He considers it to be stress.
I think being out of office may be more stressful.
That's his new life. I think he's adapted, so I don't think being the PM for another 5 years is stressful at all.
If he was to become a regular citizen, I think that would be stressful.
Yeah, he does because he don't know how to do it.
Let me ask you this. Well, I believe he's probably grooming Camilo, his son. That's what the folks.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the situation. But let me ask you, just to let our listeners know, give us an idea of what Island Tea is like. I mean, Observer AM is essentially a news and current affairs show, generally very, scripted, not too much of opinion. I mean, the listeners know pretty much how I feel about one particular matter. Well, maybe more than one matter, but one main matter that has to do with the current President of the United States, hopefully soon ex-president. But aside from that, I do try to, maintain a balance and allow all views to contend. Can you give our listeners a sense of what Island Tea is all about?
The exact opposite. So.
Yes,
we have no idea what we're doing on a daily basis.
The exact opposite. We are quite. We do have we do have an agenda. However, we try to attempt to do the agenda essentially unscripted because we like natural conversation and we like things to just flow. So, like we said, it's actually quite the opposite of what you described.
Oh Lord, that sounds exciting though. Sounds exciting. Sometimes I'm like, oh boy, such a straight jacket sometimes, being so scripted. Matter of fact, one listener said that to me yesterday. I had an interview with him, and they said, that sounds so scripted. I said, well,
it is.
It is.
It saves you from trouble, and legal trouble too, sometimes.
Oh.
We're always in trouble legally. After every show, we
have a meeting with the lawyers.
We get a phone call from the Win FM legal team. Like, guys, you can't really sit on the radio.
Well, I have never gotten a... Well, no, that's not true. I think recently I had interaction with a lawyer. But it wasn't a bad thing. It was just some advice on something. So it wasn't bad. But no, I don't have many interactions with lawyers, and other than personally, friends of mine. And that suits me just fine.
No, man, come over to the dark side.
Yeah, step into the dark side, please, because it's very fun over here, I must say. It's very fun.
How the listeners react? Do you guys have a call-in?
We do have call-ins, and it's I don't want to talk about the call-ins, so I'll let somebody else talk about the call-ins.
Listen, so we try our very best to be respectful and to remain at least... I try my best. And to remain at least somewhat politically correct, but oftentimes it gets away.
Yeah, I think he tries, but he fails.
I fail, but it has never gotten to the point where, you know, we had to have a serious conversation with the legal team.
And also, that's what our listeners like.
They like it.
I was just
it's not.
Where's the lady in this? The rose among the thorns. Good morning, Jay.
Rose?
Good morning.
He called me thorns.
Yeah.
that is a yellow. He's a yellow bell.
But yeah, we really the listeners are really happy with the format because it's fresh, it's new, it's not like we're not in Parliament so we don't speak like politicians. We give our opinions. If we are wrong, we are open to correction.
Yes, we encourage people to call in and correct us and give us direction and advice. The older heads, as they would call them.
You are like never wrong.
Yeah, as in never wrong. I'm never respectful.
But has that format landed you in any... I mean, aside from the lawyers perhaps calling you and giving you a telling off, has there been any serious consequence from this?
No.
Initially it was a bit of a...
it was uncomfortable.
It was uncomfortable
jarring,
for the listeners because, radio in the region is so scripted and, dare I say, dated. It's very, it's been the same
and
for quite a while.
Correct. And one-dimensional. And generally, I think, carries a political tinge.
Yes. So, this fresh thing that just happened out of nowhere, and it's very conversational, and, it was something new to a lot of people, including, as well, especially the older population. They were not very familiar with the style of it. They were a bit confused. But as they listened, they started to enjoy it, and
some of them were disgusted actually.
Yeah, at first, it was some ideas, bad feedback from the older population saying they didn't like it. We're using dialect on the radio. I'm sucking my teeth too much on the radio, and it's just like, is this not how we operate every day?
I shouldn't argue with callers.
But it actually ended up bringing a lot of young people to listen to radio.
And the truth is, Kevon, a lot of our listeners are some of those same listeners who at first
listeners that
to
chastise us are actually now the ones that show up as top fans on Facebook.
Isn't that a weird thing? The people who criticize, because I get some pretty blistering criticism, especially from certain quarters, who shall remain nameless. And I sometimes ask myself, this is such a problem. Why do you keep listening? And one of my colleagues said to me, Darren, people love that. They love to be able to come at you, and that's just a part of the whole deal. They can't stop listening. And I don't understand the psychology. I'm not a psychologist, obviously, or psychiatrist, but it's certainly a very interesting thing where they just come at you all the time, almost with the same criticism, but yet they still just can't stop listening. So what can I tell you? Commendations to you on the new format, though. Jade?
Hi.
You're very quiet this morning. I thought we'd heard more from you. The listeners don't mind hearing from a female, They want to hear from...
Oh, no, I have no problem in that direction at all. That I speak a lot because they can't bully me. They tried.
She bullies us, actually.
Yes.
She bullies us, actually.
I believe that.
That's my job, to bully them, to keep them in line.
As soon as the cameras go off and the mics are muted, it's over.
Sometimes not even when the mics are muted.
Before we go, because believe it or not, it's already 8:31. I can't believe we've had...
Yeah, because we good end.
What's that?
Because we good. This was enjoyable, and
it was enjoyable.
Yeah,
it
see, Clive,
sorry.
sorry.
Let me ask you, how are you guys? What are your guys? And single. How do you feel about the situation in the United States? I know that was one of the talking points that we wanted to cover before we concluded. Joseph Biden looks as though he's going to eke out a victory over Donald Trump, making him a one-term president. I don't know how he's going to be able to exist after that, because he constantly mocks people who are losers. But what are your thoughts?
You transition to Supreme Leader, so
I've actually had a bit of a conversation about this morning, and I think it's a fascinating thing to watch. You know, the way this has all essentially backfired for him, because he encouraged people not to vote by mail, because he said out loud that he was going to sabotage the mailing system, and it didn't really work. And then now most of the ballots that have been received by mail are Democratic votes, and basically everything that all of the politicians and analysts have been talking about, saying that he's going to call the mail-in votes fraud and interference, because he's going to tell everyone that votes are popping up out of nowhere after elections. I think it's a fascinating thing to watch, and like Azim said, I don't know what he's going to do with himself after this, because he's spent his entire, probably the last decade of his life, mocking leadership roles and calling everyone losers for everything. So how does he? I mean, he's probably going to just spend the next 4 years undermining everything that, if Joe Biden is the president, he probably spend the next 4 years of his life mocking and undermining Joe Biden's presidency.
And not only that, it's so funny to watch how now the news, if you're watching the news, usually they let Trump speak and they let him say what they want. No, they're literally just nah, we're not doing this. Mm-hmm. They're cutting him off when he's always been telling lies on the radio and on the TV, but now they're actually interrupting him all across the board, and it is fascinating to watch. Like Anderson Cooper yesterday called him a fat turtle.
Yes, Anderson Cooper told. Did you see that one?
To his face?
I didn't see it, but I saw it on Twitter. I heard it on Twitter.
Yeah, so Anderson Cooper basically said that I'm going to play this short clip in the microphone because I have it right here.
That is the President of the United States. That is the most powerful person in the world. And we see him like an obese turtle on his back, flailing in the hot sun, realizing his time is over. But he just hasn't accepted it, and he wants to take everybody down with him, including this country.
So that was Anderson Cooper and his comments on Donald Trump.
Ouch. I don't think I would have had the courage to say that about a sitting president, to be honest, or a sitting prime minister for that matter, because we don't have presidents in these parts. But there we are.
We would.
I do for free.
We would. We definitely would.
Much, really, because, sorry, I didn't hear that, Jade.
We would. We would have, we would have probably said something like that.
Just as a final point, on that point, one of the things that I think is, I think from what people say is my stock in trade is my diplomacy. I will do my best not to be offensive. Very, very diplomatic. Even though I want to let it rip, and even though you're digging me and I'm irritated, I try my best to be still respectful and diplomatic. Sometimes I don't know how to do stuff, but I try, because I don't know, I guess that's my nature.
And that's perfectly fine. That's why there are people like us to create that balance for you.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll be diplomatic and we'll be outrageous.
So we'll try and do a little bit of that some more next week when we link up. That's fun though. Thank you.
Brilliant.
Because I believe you guys have to go, right?
Yes. We have to take a break and go into the next segment.
As well.
So
Jade, I want to thank you. Sorry, go ahead.
So next week we'll jump into some controversy. So gear up, call your lawyers, because it's on like Donkey Kong.
I will have a conversation with Jade prior on the talking point.
Don't be scared.
Jade,
don't be scared.
Thank you very much for organizing everything this morning.
No problem at all. It was my pleasure.
Yes, so it's Jade, Kevon, Amali.
Yes.
Am I missing someone?
Azim.
Oh, Azim is there too. Okay, all right. I'll get accustomed to the voices as we go along.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right, have a good weekend. Drive safely. Don't drink and drive.
Yeah. I will try my best not to.
All right.
Trying to twist my arm to go hiking, so I'll see what happens.
Oh, that sounds terrible as well. Okay, enjoy that.
Yes.
Later.
All right, I will. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye. hiking on the weekend, you?
Hiking?
Watch it right now.
My knees ain't for that.
Right now, outside in style. Yeah. This morning, I hearing this lot of talking like.
Walkathon, isn't it?
It's like a
yes,
walkathon or something.
there's a walkathon happening this morning. It's a
Sorry,
walkathon.
I saw it. I saw, the police
Maricilia.
Maricilia. But this is big people. Where the children was?
Well, I saw some kids. I saw police guiding. I saw police guiding kids across the road. I was like, well, why police in the middle of the road this early? Then I saw the kids, them and some adults. Is it walkathon time? What time is it?
Walkathon.
Like when is walkathon usually?
Walkathon is usually.
It's not in the spring term. In the sports term.
Second term.
Second term.
Like in March.
Yeah, like March-ish.
That's
before it's before the Easter.
But they had none because
Corona, yes.
Yeah, so
the children
want things kept too.
I agree.
And I actually asked that because I actually haven't seen a walkathon actually happen in a long time. Like physically seen them on the road. So I've been asking people, walkathons still happen? Like, do they still happen?
Yeah, I ever went on a walkathon and just like halfway through it, just be like, what am I doing?
Because you must go home?
That was me, right? When I left Washi and went to college, the first year in college, me and my friends decided we're going to go walkathon.
What's that?
Like when we...
That's why I didn't see it before.
Yes.
I went to
that was the worst thing I ever did in my life. I don't know how we just do this as kids.
Because we stuck with
That's why we do. You forget, we discussed this the other day. So we discussed this off air after the show ended, how essentially our childhood was fed with sugar. And this is exactly how we completed walkathon, because we had things like Guzzler, which is like battery acid in a bottle.
Oh, yes.
We have things like Fun Dip, which is a sugar stick that you dip in sugar.
Yes.
A sugar stick that you dip in loose sugar, and then you put it in your mouth
with food
coloring, and dip the wet sugar stick back into the sugar. Yes. Then you have the pixie sticks, which is a tube of sugar.
Literally just sugar.
Then you have baby bottle pop, which is candied sugar that you dip in sugar. Then you have push pop, candied sugar. You have
we had Buster. We had
we
had Chubby.
Nerds, which is sugar coated sugar. Sugar coated sugar.
Sugar coated sugar pellets.
And of course the chips and so.
And then the chips.
With
then what they call the ones that pop on your tongue? Pop rocks.
Pop rocks. Hold on. Yesterday I was talking to this lady, and we were just talking about school and the kids. So because the son goes to the Sky Academy. And so the Sky Academy has been encouraging parents to send healthy snacks with the kids, right? Instead of the pop rocks and the nerds and these things, right? And then she goes like, yeah, they tell us you can't, but you can't send them with the healthy things all the time. So I said, like, why not? Why does them eat? Like you're not shop over there, right? So I goes, but like, so what kind of healthy snacks you just send? And so the woman can tell me Lay's chips.
That's healthy potato.
Listen, she's right. She is right, because compared to the other things that we used to ingest as children, that's as healthy as you can get.
Lay's chips healthy?
Yes, because it's baked potatoes.
You know the amount of saturated fat in there.
That's
if you had to choose between Fun Dip and Lay's, which is the healthy option?
But when you lay it out that way.
no, you see, your counter should be, there's no healthy option. There's just one that is less unhealthy.
Right. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Ain't healthy at all.
There's just degrees.
It's grease and ear.
The only thing healthy about it is that it is sustenance.
Yeah, you keep your
life. If you eat it, you won't die.
Yeah.
Barely.
Yeah. And it's less now, because now they're really not filling them bags with chips. It's just ear.
Yeah, like when you buy Funyuns and you get like one Funyun.
One Funyun and ear.
One Funyun crumbs and ear. But honestly, that is exactly how we used to do these things as children. Because if you watch...
It has to be.
We used to do... And then there's Milkies. You remember Milky?
Oh, yes.
The
chocolate, vanilla.
The frozen milk pops.
Oh, yes.
Then you had Freezies. Remember Freezies? The very long...
No, Milkies is like ice.
It's like a ice. It's like a...
I never see them.
You see Tom and Jam and so.
And then
gooseberry jam.
And then even like the Freezies. Yeah, remember Freezies? The long ice pop. There's Freezies. Yeah. We had bag drink.
The side of your mouth?
Yes, you had bag drink. You had sucker. What, a Freezy?
Yes.
Hey, hold on. Amali would know this, but y'all remember like Nova?
Nova Conkles.
Yes.
Nova Conkles and remember Nova used to do bag drink too?
Watch, that's what I was getting to when you said bag drink. The Nova bag drinks, I've not tasted anything even
Elite
close.
bag drinks.
Watch here. Maybe,
I can still see the bag drink
maybe,
in my
maybe,
head.
Maybe surely coconut sucker.
I'm just going to say that nothing beats a coconut sucker.
Coconut sucker.
Coconut sucker.
Surely.
I tell you, Shirley.
That's the woman in the White House by the school?
Yes.
I was trying to remember she name for months.
Her name is Shirley.
The one with the short here?
Yep.
Oh my God. And you go on the corner by Clacky Mother. What's your name again, by?
Who?
Clacky Mother.
Clacky? Oh, it's Claxton. Man, I miss Claxton. I call it knows.
No. We was calling about your first name.
Yeah, I can't remember what it is. What it was.
Damn. I'll get back to you now.
And who was outside? Kevon, you can help us with this. The lady
And
that was outside the Bastille High gate?
With the chair by the drain.
Yes.
Which school?
By Bastille High.
Gloria?
Gloria.
Yes.
Gloria.
Your friend Gloria.
My friend.
Gloria. I hope Gloria listening. I hope Gloria stick her hand to the gate and pull out the woman chair and run.
You see that face? That's the face of guilt.
Not true. I'm just low on sugar.
Because you ain't even know the Gloria chair.
No, but
it's bothering me.
Gloria, there's Gloria who used to be outside, and Gloria used to sell hot bars, guzzlers.
Hot bars and condensed
But
milk.
literally, if we have to
God.
really sit down and think about what we used to ingest as children, it's horrible, you know? Like, think about it. You had then there was the
We used to buy baby bottle pops and
Baby
wash
bottle
them
pop.
down with what I call chubby.
Chubby. Remember Chubby?
What a combination.
Yes. Hot bars and chubby. Popcorn with condensed milk
How are
and
y'all
chubby.
still alive?
Popcorn, with salt, and remember it was like salt galore in
Oh
the
my
popcorn.
God. And then you churn a little bit of condensed milk for
No,
the
not
razzle
me
dazzle.
and
Maybe
that.
not. Yeah,
That's
but
a
we
washy
used to do it.
thing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, we don't.
And then
wanna-
wash it down with a banana chubby. Ooh.
Banana
Can I ask
chubby.
you a question? How are they still alive, Amali?
How are we still alive?
You mean them?
You never used to ingest sugar?
Not like that.
Not like that, boy.
Oh, well.
Me no,
me and
No,
Kevon-
no, I would never used to do it, but I mean, it's like
I did. I loved sugar.
I couldn't. I'm not a sweets person. I was never really a sweets person.
That is why I can't get the hyperness out of my system.
I'm not really a sweets person, but the amount of sugar that we ingested as children is quite ridiculous. Like, then
Do you think they still ingest that much, or
no, well,
they're way healthier
I
now?
feel like they've regulated it because I don't want to think that that's less legal because you realize they don't really see them anymore, like Fun Dip and stuff.
Yeah, they're kind of.
Because let's literally think about it. Fun Dip was a sugar stick, a stick made from sugar, a white powdered sugar stick.
Yes.
That you would lick.
Bite up, chew.
And when you lick it, the end of the stick gets wet, and you would take that stick and dip it in loose,
powdered sugar.
powdered colored sugar.
Yes. Fun times.
You know how freak me out about that too? It's such a joy for children to show you the change in color of their tongue.
The tongue
I
and
was just
look.
about to say that. I remember them blue lollipops.
Dolores.
You want me to get Dolores? Dolores was my cousin.
Are you cousin?
That's the sad part about it.
Wow.
Big up Dolores, bye.
Dolores used to sell a foil paper with fries.
Yes.
For $4.
You try to ketchup on it? I don't know. She
Ketchup
used
and
to put cocaine in the ketchup, no?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be
And
surprised
mayonnaise too.
because honestly, the way we used to eat as children, I would not be surprised.
How come we ain't that by?
Let me tell you something, right? The ketchup that I could never understand why they had in that was Uncle T's ketchup.
Yeah.
Even down to Uncle T's ketchup as children, you would go eat. Let's even back up. Let's make it more really ready fried. I can't hear you.
If we fry it in red and wet.
But
ain't
even
happening.
like I said, let's back it up a little bit. Let's talk about ready fry because ready fry was the thing back then. Ready fry, you go buy a 750, and you take the ketchup thing and you first of all you flip the crate over.
Flip the crate over. That's the first thing.
The first thing you have to do is flip the crate upside down.
Right.
Open it. You have to cover the bottom of the fries.
Right.
Soaked in ketchup. Then you flip it back over and coat the top of the crate drenched in ketchup. All you eat is ketchup.
You see how you said just now that it was $7.50?
$7.50.
Amali, remember yesterday? How shocked I was when I bought two.
Oh yeah, it's Jay, ready for it.
Yes.
Jay, so I'm like, ready for it's expensive.
Caught me so off. When I saw my bill, I said, wait, why, boy? Ready for it gone up.
Of course,
Everything gone up.
At $7.50 it wasn't two chicken and fries. Was $7.50.
What kind of chicken?
I think it was a 2 drumsticks or something.
That's $15 right now.
I don't remember. No, I mean back then. What was in a 750?
I think it was that.
I think it was
I think you're correct.
It was either 2 chicken and fries,
Something
or
like
one big chicken, like one big, like a thigh or something. But I want to believe it's
I'm
2
sorry, right? This
drumsticks.
generation is going to miss out on so many big things, right? Because even now, like KFC don't have wedges.
I think that era is over. That
era has come to an end. And you know, every generation gonna have the thing, you know, because remember, our parents would tell us things about you 10 cent bread or something.
Something so.
Tell us how, you know, you could buy this and that with cents.
And
then now we over here talking about 750. This new generation will never know what a 750 is.
Like, what?
And back drink and sucker and these things.
I remember when Chinese food cost $5.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I did my CXC fueled by Chinese food.
I did my high school fueled by Chinese.
Yeah.
My high school.
Your whole high school? Oh no, mine was just CXC.
I remember.
Chicken and chips on my back.
I remember when I went to primary school. I went to convent in primary school.
Miss Lazar cheese sandwich them.
Oh, Miss Lazar cheese sandwich in University High, but and Mr. Hicks hot dogs. Anyway, so I went to primary school in convent, and right around the corner, you know, I'm trying to describe it. If you're coming up by the square, coming past convent. Right on the corner, there was a food place, and the lady's name was Teen.
Teen. Yeah.
Teen. You remember Teen?
Teen, yes.
Teen used to sell, I can't remember the price, but I feel like you used to get a burger for $5, and then you buy a bag drink for $1.
Yes.
And or it's like $4. Oh, okay, I think I remember. A regular burger was $4. And a bag drink was $1. So $5 was $5.
Yeah, it's a $5 meal. Yeah.
If you wanted cheese, I think it was either 50 cents or $1 for the cheese.
Mm-hmm.
No cheese is $2.
And you go buy tea. You literally give a child $5 for lunch, and you go buy tea.
They have actual lunch.
You go buy tea and you buy a burger, and you buy a burger and a bag drink, and you go about your business.
If you give a child $5 for lunch, they're eating 2 sandwiches, and that's it.
That's a lot. Where these sandwiches come from? If you give a child $5, they're eating a bottle of water. We have a call on the line. Caller, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, I for one, right? Just going back to, was it Darren who called in?
Who?
Yes, we were doing Cross Caribbean link up with.
Okay, right, yeah. Well, just by way of explanation, I for one, I'm usually packed on Win FM, so to speak. I like the mix of programming and the fact that they allow free expression of diverse viewpoints. I was not one, I don't think, who was ever critical of your program, being an older head. I was more curious than anything else.
Yeah.
Just by way of explanation, too, Darren mentioned the phenomenon where folks who were critical ended up being your ardent followers.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not uncommon because people like to listen to reinforce their opinion. Okay? Only diehards and really bigoted people want to hear just one side. Okay? So in that case, Win FM is not for them, really. Okay? You know, yeah, the people listen to reinforce their opinion. And it can go both ways. People can say, well, they like what they hear on Win FM because they think like that. Or they can say, well, they want to listen to Win FM because some people may call in who reinforce the kind of stereotypes of people about them being loud and aggressive and bigoted. Okay? So there's that. Okay? The fact is, right, objective people want to hear all sides. They want to challenge and be challenged as well. Okay? And having said that, it is true, I think, that older heads do know a thing or two more than the younger ones. Don't know if you want to challenge that. You want to concede that. And yes, it's your program and your brand, but you have to remember that you are heard not just locally, but worldwide. So when you stoop often or use dialect often, that's good for local consumption maybe, but it certainly is not world class.
A lot of Jamaicans.
Anybody want to give me a guillotine now?
No. You okay, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, you're free to voice your opinion.
I beg to differ, but we can agree to disagree.
Okay. All right then.
All right. Here's why I will disagree. We have to We have to start allowing. We have to stop censoring our culture, for people to get used to our culture. The more we censor it, the less people understand it.
Do people know that one of the biggest exports anywhere in the world is actually culture?
So, and let's use this for an example. A great example that I like to use is Americans will, not even just Americans, but people will sit down and watch anime, which is a Japanese product. They will sit down and watch anime, which is often originally done in Japanese, and they will watch it in Japanese, eventually learn Japanese, all of the terms, the expressions, and all sorts of stuff while they consume it, and then suddenly they know Japanese.
Even the dress.
However, they turn to me speaking English, in a dialect though, so it's not as standard as ever, and they'll, I don't understand you, and then what we will end up doing is
censoring
ourselves so they can understand. If we stop censoring ourselves and allow them to understand how we are and how we speak, what we do, they'll get it. Because now, even if they use Jamaican culture as for example, almost nobody consumes Jamaican culture more than Black Americans.
And everybody in Toronto.
They leech off of it. They will use fake accents. They'll use the words. They'll use the terms, and that is because Jamaicans have stopped censoring themselves.
Look, as a matter of fact, the drill scene in coming out of Europe, like that English rap, right? Drill music. All the terms are just Jamaican terms, like the terms that set that apart are actually Jamaican terms.
Mm-hmm. Like, I went to school and I used a bunch of terms that were Kittitian, and all of my dialects I kept it. And guess what? The people around me eventually understood what it meant.
And they started to use it too. They started to use it too. The first time my roommate said me I couldn't stop laughing.
Yes, all them started me
She was from South Africa.
And all them started saying me and they started doing all this. They started sucking their teeth. And when I said things to them, you'd hear them, me no.
My friends used to tease me whenever I said, "Let me go."
But we have a call on the line. Caller, good morning. Do we lose them? Caller, good morning.
It's Kevon's fault.
Yeah, we lost. It was my fault.
Mm-hmm.
But, we have to allow people to consume our culture. We censor ourselves and stuff. I mean, time and place for everything,
That is our biggest export, Kevon.
But it is culture is an export. And if we allow people to, I think the caller is back, if we allow people to consume our culture in its raw form, they will understand it. But when we censor it, they will never grasp it. Caller, you're back. Welcome.
Morning.
That is our culture. They cannot take it away from us. Sweet we sound.
Sexy.
And you can identify a Kittitian. That is a
Anywhere.
Provided the person is Tushy.
Mm-hmm.
But our culture. Let me repeat. My mothers. I can't sing son. God continue doing what I'm doing.
Thank you. But that's the thing as well. When you go to the States, people want to yank, what we call yanking. People want to yank to disguise the accent, to blend in. And the minute you break out if somebody hears you in your true accent, they will, oh my God, that is so cool, that is so dope, it sounds so amazing. And, they will want to consume it. They will ask you to repeat words. Like for me, I remember it being in school and I would be talking in class and I'd mention words like comfortable. And everyone's, oh my God, can you say it again? And I'm like,
excuse me?
Huh?
But this happened to me. One time I was just literally bouncing around England. Like I just used to jump on a train and just go.
Of course.
So I'm walking in Birmingham, and I'm literally passing a pub, and I hear somebody say, "Me and Pete." And I'm like, but no, that
instantly you knew that
person got me from St. Kitts.
Instantly you knew a Kittitian.
So I walked up to the person, I was like, excuse me, if I'm St. Kitts or whatever. Like, yeah, I said, if I'm St. Kitts too. Like, the first question, who you people be?
Mm-hmm.
Only to find out that the person knew my dad and all this kind of thing, go up together in England, take me to this backyard with all these Kittitians, hanging out in the afternoon, having a barbecue, little picnic in somebody's backyard.
People want to consume culture.
It sets us apart. It makes us unique.
It goes back to what we were speaking about a few weeks ago in terms of how us in the Caribbean like to suppress our own culture.
Yes.
To be accepted.
And to make others comfortable.
And to ourselves, not to make themselves comfortable as well, you know?
That too,
We spoke about the cutting of the school, the hair in school and dressing a certain way and thing. But no other culture, as far as I'm aware,
conformity
suppresses their own culture to please others. Only us.
Is there in almost every major city in the United States there's a Chinatown? There's not even, don't matter talk about a St. town, but there's no Caribbean town.
Yeah, see,
foreigners come to St. Kitts.
We have people on the live saying someone in the UK, they said the co-workers always asking them to teach St. Kitts slangs.
Yeah, foreigners come to St. Kitts and we never ever ask them to dumb down their dialect or their accent so we can understand. We try to understand, we try to adapt. But when we go places, we are telling each other, boy, take it easy and the St. Kitts talk and so they can understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's insulting.
Let's take the call before I read some comments. Caller, good morning.
Yeah, hello, good morning. This is Dr. Wilkinson. How are you doing?
Great.
I just want to tell you all that I listen to your show every morning, and I think it is great, and you don't need to change what you're doing. There is a time and a place for everything, and if I want to listen to world news, I will tune into BBC. I might tune into CNN International. When I'm driving to work, I find that this is a very nice, relaxing show. I like to hear the news that you all express. You express at different twists to the news, and just continue doing what you're doing. You're not going to please everyone, but I believe that you're doing a great job, and congratulations. The only thing that I would say is that you need to announce the call-in number more often.
Oh, right. Okay, good point.
For me to get this number. Sometimes you assume that people know what the number is off the top of their head. Okay, and maybe you might get more persons calling in and expressing positively. Continue doing what you are doing. I'm proud of you all guys.
Right. Thank you very much.
Doc.
That was a great point.
Thank you.
We will definitely start announcing the number.
So we're here talking all this nonsense about the health situation. You listening?
So
that's what you want to call it number. So what nonsense I have this.
But that's the thing. We have to start really keeping the culture going. I remember, I went to university in the US, and I remember being in school, and I said something. I don't remember what it was. It was Mano. I said Mano to my friends. They asked me something, I said Mano. And this girl sitting at a table, because I was in the campus center, which is essentially like a giant food court.
Right.
And this girl sitting on a table nearby, she turned around and she got up and she came over to me. She's like, "Where are you from?" I said, "St. Kitts." She said, I heard you. She was an American, and then ended up. We went deep in conversation, and she started explaining to me that she's a Bridgewater, and her family is this, and but she's like American. You know, she's like American born, or one of those that moved early. Can't remember which one, but she ended up expressing, and we went deep in conversation, and she's saying, "Oh my God, I haven't met a Kittitian in the States up this far north in all my time being here," and the two of us became friends, and she was so happy to consume Kittitian rawness, and imagine if I went there yanking and doing all sorts of things and trying to dumb down the culture. Do we have a call? Caller, good morning.
Yes, morning again. I'm all for cultural diversity. No question about that, right? But as you pointed out, there's a time and a place for everything, and things can be overdone. There is a reason why, for instance, English is considered the language of choice. Let's say in air traffic control, for instance. Okay, it's sort of universal because it's absolutely necessary for good communication when there should be no ambiguity. When dialect doesn't help, if you see what I mean. So there is a time and place for everything, and things can be overdone. Of course, I'm all for keeping your own dialect. It's your culture. You need to preserve it, but you should know when and when not to use it.
Of course. All right. Let me get into some of these comments because I don't want my friends online to feel like I'm ignoring them. But yeah, everybody was talking about the first of all, J today is talking about Punch a Cuba suckers. So I don't know what kind of
childhood this man had.
What kind of childhood you had.
Where this man go up?
I don't know what kind of childhood you had, but we were not drinking Punch a Cuba suckers.
We used to sleep on a still.
Someone saying, yeah, you know, it is sugar city, so we must consume sugar.
Good point.
Then they talk about the penny bread, the 10-cent brickle, rock cake for 30 cents. Then
rock cake for 30 cents.
Someone's talking about the fact that parents also should stop trying to stop their kids from speaking dialect. I think what's important is teaching your child to
balance
both
and understanding the difference.
Understanding that use your dialect. Please use it. Dialect is not scary. It's not bad. Use the dialect, but you should also know that may know means I don't know.
Right,
you
exactly.
know, and stuff like that. Not the two versions and know when each is appropriate, because you don't want to go to stand up in the middle of a podium on a podium and say me no. I mean, yeah. You know, I would love to say it, but you know, there's time and place for everything. You know, teach your children the difference and what words in the dialect mean and what they are.
Look,
in
this is the thing. This is the thing, Kevon. That why it's important to me. This is all forms of expression, right? And when you have these tools to pull on to be able to express yourself, I think it sets you up in a better situation whenever you're communicating, right? Like, there's something when I hear Kitishan say certain phrases in the dialect where you understand the level at which they're at, right? Which cannot be communicated effectively with standard English.
My prime example is you like to be in things. How do you translate that to standard English?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Touch a button, no.
Touch a button, no.
How do you
when I touch a button, you know, after that, it's fighting.
And no matter how you translate that into standard English, it does not translate.
It loses
the
something
level.
in translation.
It does not translate the level and, you know, all of the meaning behind it.
Right.
Let me read some of these comments. Someone saying, good morning, being in following you guys on and off. Definitely embrace your unabashed intervention in the world of media like a breath of fresh air and your willingness to lead in a different direction. Here's to your continuity. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Oh, also,
Cheers.
big up Auntie Tessa one time.
Oh, yes.
Tessa Howley Nevis.
We got some great feedback.
Yeah, she hit us up yesterday.
Someone else is saying, my friend Carla Astafan, she said, I hope you're drinking tea in your new cups. Yes, we have.
Mm-hmm.
Then she said she's trying the no sugar thing for November, but it ain't working. Same. I'm still going, but I'm fed up.
That is why Kevon pushed the conversation towards sugar all morning.
She said she saw Gloria this morning and she fed many students. Someone else is saying one time I was in Toronto. I went into a music store with some friends and a guy walked up to us and instantly asked if we were from St. Kitts. He got so excited and said he was from Sandy Point but haven't been home in 30-something years. And I remember, so last year I went to Italy and I was in a shoe store, and in the shoe store we heard Lucians and Lucians heard us. And we turned to each other, we had a conversation, and we said, where are you from? And we had a conversation. And then they eventually said, you know Shannon Harley? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, oh, we're friends. And then we, you know, in all the way.
Who doesn't know Shannon?
Well, yeah. But literally, like, all the way in Italy, we having a Caribbean link up.
Yes.
And
yes.
not just a, oh, I know your accent and I know your country, but we down to people.
Yeah.
And it's fast, you know, have you go there and you yank and you disguise yourself. That would never happen.
Dude, trust me. You know this thing about 5 degrees of separation? I believe it's down to like 3 by now. Like, you wouldn't believe the connections that you make around the world. Like, I sit in a airport departure lounge and end up having a conversation with somebody. You have people in common. Mm-hmm. Like, I went to a concession stand in the airport one time, talking to the lady checking out. She heard my accent. She knows somebody from Sandy Point.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's incredible how small the world is, you know. And
even
I don't
down
think
to
people
my
recognize
friends,
that.
down to my friends. One of my friends said, oh, I know this Kititian. She works in my building, and you know, he told her my name and everything, and the woman came back to her and said, so you're Geneve's brother? And just like that, we are in a whole different country and we done connecting like that. But, you know, let's take a very, very short break and we'll come back to more Island Tea with your faves, Kevon and Amali.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Thank you for calling the St. Kitts Electricity Company Limited. Our offices are now closed.
Skelec is excited to introduce a new 24-hour automated call-in service. Simply call 465-2000 to report faults, to receive bill balances, and make bill payments. Yes, that's right. You can now make bill payments over the phone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Skelec's interactive voice response system. Access it now at 465-2000. Skelec, powering responses.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib, it's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
Some things in life are better together.
Yeah, we hear you can tell.
Like Kingston and Dancehall.
Like Sundays and streaming football.
Like secret texts between best friends.
No more limitations.
Like video chats with you and Granny on weekends.
Like a road trip and playing songs on loud.
For the community, we are bring unity, movement with a new energy.
Digicel will bring together all the experiences you love. From the latest shows, sports, music, radio, breaking news to HD video chats, cloud storage, and more. The Caribbean's fastest mobile network. Digicel, better together.
Come back. We don't wanna go out like that. Come back. We can't go out like this. It's just the two of us. We should be making up. We could be making love. Didn't used to talk like this. You say you're giving up. Took too much to build this house. I don't wanna see me watch it burn down. I ain't leaving you space. I will not be replaced. I don't wanna save face. Don't leave me open like that. Whatever love we had, we need to get it back. Can we just wait and don't walk away? Don't walk away.
Sure. And thanks to Dr. Wilkinson's advice, we should reiterate the numbers more often. So if you are watching on Facebook or YouTube, you will see the numbers scrolling. You'll see the numbers, the phone numbers, the telephone numbers you can call scrolling across the screen on the bottom left. And it will show you all of the numbers that you can use. However, for the listeners, I'll tell you the numbers. We are 466-0989, the radio station's FM number, 0989. We are also reachable by 762-0989, 662-0989. If you are calling from the US, you can use 718. These numbers are small, sorry. 718-285-6984 or 305-921-4619. If you're calling from the UK, you can use 0333-344-0065. And I'll try to make it an effort to reiterate the numbers frequently so the callers can jump on in the conversation. Let's talk some tea time. We are going to talk a little bit more about Ralph Gonsalves and the St. Vincent elections. So Dr. Ralph Gonsalves and his Unity Labour Party, which is ULP, for the 5th time in a row have won the general elections in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. This is a historic moment. So according to the figures, out of the 15 constituencies, ULP took 9, and the opposition, the New Democratic Party, took 6. ULP has been in power since 2001.
2001.
Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, his Facebook page, posted a photograph around 11 p.m. which stated, "Thank you." So, if you want to read more about it, jump onto the media platforms and check it out for sure. But definitely, this is a massive milestone because jumping into his 5th term, which means at the end of it, he would have served as Prime Minister for 25 years.
Almost as long as I've been alive. Imagine.
That's crazy, So now, as of now, it's 20.
Uh-huh.
When he's done, it will be 25 years. He'll be. If he's done. Actually.
I'm not really upset. Me like to die, but say so. Better you know.
But hey, suppose Ralph go for 7 terms, by it.
Well, I mean,
for six terms, sorry, by it. That's outrageous.
I mean, I wouldn't expect anything else, I guess.
Wow.
But let's also talk about some more St. Kitts and Nevis news. So there is 100% pass rate for the New Horizons Juvenile Rehabilitation Center. The New Horizons Juvenile Rehabilitation Center was abuzz with excitement in late September after learning that its residents received a 100% pass rate during the 2020 CXC and CSEC examination sitting. The students, 3 males and 3 females between the ages of 14 and 17 years old.
Hello, that's 6 people that passed.
Sat a combination of 4 subjects, namely English, mathematics, office administration, and social studies.
And they have maths. I don't.
Imagine. And they received passing grades ranging from grade 1 to a grade 3 in the subjects. "We are elated," exclaimed the New Horizons teacher, Miss Mary Clark, noting that they expected some residents to do well, but they were unsure that all residents would be able to pass the exams. When they all passed, everyone was excited. It was a pleasant surprise for everyone. Honestly, kudos to these guys. Seriously, great job. The teachers as well, great job for, pushing these subjects and making students are all set to go.
I needed that teacher in high school. I probably would have had maths.
Right? The center, which provides a structured residential program for teens with behavioral issues, offered 4 subjects, which were the English taught by Miss Clark, Maths and Social Studies taught by Mr. Clyde Williams, and Office Administration taught by Miss Deslyn Richards. The academic classes supplement the counseling, skills, and self-development programs which the teens undergo during their time of residency. Again, amazing job, guys.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing great work. You're doing amazing. You You have more. You have Mats. Jade doesn't.
You have more than Jade.
But seriously, especially with the fact that COVID, made everything a little bit more difficult, especially for the CXC realm, and these students were, they pulled through and got, from grade 1s to grade 3s. That's amazing. I love it, and I hope it stays this way, and I hope we continue to really push education in the Caribbean, regardless of where you are, because it's education is literally fundamental. It's like it's necessary because
I'm passing away.
Because you're hungry. So disclaimer: all of us in here are starving.
Mr. Amri, if you're listening, save us.
Send some food. Send some pastries, some food, something.
Excited,
Oh, from hunger?
I'm starving.
We could finish the show early today, please.
I am starving. I'm not gonna tell a lie.
How come we could go late but we can't finish early?
No.
Balance, Jade.
Taking me back.
We can balance next
Reclaiming my time. Maxine.
Mr. Walters, not right now.
But let's talk about something that the Caribbean is very invested in at the moment, which is LIAT. So LIAT owes workers millions in severance.
And guess what's the O? Me.
You're in severance. You didn't. We weren't severed. You weren't severed. So, I mean, anyway. So hundreds. You'll soon learn how you can redeem your credit. So hundreds of. I'll redeem it for you if you want.
No thanks.
Hundreds of former LIAT employees are owed about 80 million EC dollars, which is about 30 million US dollars in severance payments. But court-appointed administrator Cleveland Seaforth said that they will not get it anytime in the near future.
The man ain't even said working on it.
He said you're not getting it anytime. But I mean,
what he said, he's not. They're not getting the severance.
The court
so that mean I really get my body at all.
No, you're gonna get your flight. The court-appointed administrator Cleveland Seaforth said that they will not get it anytime in the near future. That's transparency. He's being honest. He ain't leading y'all
At
astray.
least they're better than the peoples here who don't say anything.
Oh, so anyway, he said on Tuesday that the Antigua-based regional airline, which has so far terminated 500 employees, simply does not have the money. Somewhere, as we go forward in the process, the matter of severance is going to be addressed. I cannot tell you when, which is what he said on a radio program, Observer Radio in Antigua. I am in discussions with the prospective investors, and some of them are prepared to address the matter of severance, but we are not at the stage yet where we can say when severance will be paid and the quantum of it. He also was appointed Seaforth, who was appointed administrator by LIAT, by the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court in July. He acknowledged that the airline had no funds when he was brought in. So we had to obtain funds, and we got some funding from the government of Antigua and Barbuda, which is what he said. Among the challenges were we had to be dealing with the creditors, some of them who have been quite understanding and some of them who were not. We have had to deal with maintaining the coverage for both facilities here in Antigua and also the planes. We got numerous complaints from the passengers, and we have had to procure a number of services in the absence of cash. LIAT was forced to suspend its services in April after the COVID-19 pandemic prompted several countries to either impose travel bans or close their borders. The company is currently being restructured to improve its viability and the sustainability following a decision by the Antigua and Barbuda government to reorganize the airline. Last month, Prime Minister Uncle Gaston Brown said that the administration was prepared to collapse.
You have to put Uncle in there.
Uncle, like Mark Drip Brantley. And, he said that the administration was prepared to collapse the regional airline if it does not emerge as a new and lean entity as part of the reorganization plans. If I am not mistaken, we are talking close to 70 million EC dollars in debt that would be eliminated from the balance books of LIAT as a result of those countries agreeing to write off the amounts due to them, which is what he said. LIAT. The Caribbean Airlines. LIAT. The Caribbean Airlines. But, LIAT is still trying to do their thing.
Maybe when the flights resume, there would be some hope. You think?
When Jade? Are we going to plant crops?
How are they going to help them get a severance money, Amali?
Talking about us. Make it about the region. I talking about St. Christopher and Nevis.
Yes, you have a valid
We
point.
need to be self-sufficient and self-sustained.
We should.
In these trialing and
You see,
difficult
if they would legalize that one crop, I feel like.
And all the others as well. Plant
Massive.
the rest of them.
Yeah. We could have been
I
up
see
there.
Blender post. Something I faced the Blender said, agriculture is what will deliver us. Deliver St. Kitts and Nevis, but we're still waiting for tourists to come back to go on tours.
I agree with him wholeheartedly.
When are we going to see it? St. Kitts has some blessed soil, blessed.
And that's what I was talking to our guest that we had a while back. But that's the thing I was talking to our friend that we had on the radio on the station a few weeks back, Paula, who's Jamaican, and she said that St. Kitts has amazing soil. You can throw anything. And she said what's amazing about St. Kitts is that it's anywhere. She said lots of countries there's only certain areas that things grow. But she said it's so true. In St. Kitts, you can drop a tamarind seed anywhere. And if you come back in a few years, a tamarind tree is growing.
And the thing is, right, we have so much soil, like the same way that we used to plant sugar and reap the benefits of it. All that land is just there doing nothing with. Literally.
As a matter of fact, it is actually said. A legend once said that the reason why St. Kitts contains so much bad mind people is because one day a bad mind person fell down on the ground.
They grew?
And they grow.
and several more grew.
That I love. I'm taking it. I'm taking that. Because that's the only thing that makes sense.
That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, I could see how that could happen.
Yeah,
like one of them just faint away and nobody realized.
Yeah, and thousands go, as a result of that one bad mind person who fell in the soil.
So why we can't do the same thing with other?
So we need to do it with tomatoes and cucumbers.
Yeah, because we can't export bad mind. We could export.
Like actual grapes. I have grape in my yard.
Really?
Everything grows in St. Kitts.
So we could grow grapes and make wine?
Yes.
Wow.
Everything grows in St. Kitts, even down to so let's make this a little bit more table talk. Remember during the lockdown, everyone turned into at-home farmers. Something to do. Everyone was gardening.
Everybody was gardening.
Everyone had a thriving garden in their backyard, whether they took care of it or not. Because
that is true.
It grew.
My mom currently has one.
Everybody currently has one in their yard. And it grew. And it grew proper stuff. Everything was growing. Everything that was planted grew. St. Kitts has amazing soil. Make things grow. Plant them. Let's turn our soil back into our source of income, which it once was.
And stop waiting till other countries do things to follow suit. Stop waiting till big countries, big nations.
I don't hungry. I don't vex.
Yeah, I don't get
it.
But that's a great point, though. Let's not wait until.
I have been trying to start a very innovative and advanced way of agriculture in St. Kitts and Nevis, and they study me.
See,
someone
just sent us pictures of their at-home garden, watermelons in their yard.
They're going galvanized too.
Watermelon growing in their yard. I can't tell what this is, but maybe a cantaloupe.
It look like a cantaloupe.
Tomatoes.
Honeydew? Is that honeydew?
A melon. It's a melon.
Yeah, it's a melon.
There's watermelon, some type of melon growing. There's tomatoes growing in their yard. There's eggplant growing in their yard. Everything turns. You can grow anything in St. Kitts. Let's not wait until half the OECS tries to jump into. Let's use marijuana as the example. Let's not wait till half the region turns into marijuana. So then, when we finally jump into it, nobody really need us anymore.
But that's something happened. Anyway, we have a call. Caller, welcome. I hope it's Minister of Agriculture.
Good morning.
My friend.
Yes, my friend, I'm listening to you guys, right? And it is so sad because when you realize you're saying how flourishing our soil is, but yet you have to wait for a boat to come from Dominique with some rotten food or St. Lucia someplace else, and the food are not even good.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing, when you buy them, you can't take them back to anybody because after they done sell you, they're gone back.
Yep.
And these are things we should not even be faced with today, not with the kind of soil that we have. I mean, sometimes when I'm home, I'm looking for things that I used to eat growing up. When last year I see a Nancy Port, a good guava tree going somewhere. A good sugar apple. You know, those things when I was growing up, I used to walk from Connery to Bastia for school. And on my way home, going home, we pick fruits all the way going up Taylor's Range, going home. We could eat with belly full.
Mm-hmm.
Can you do that in St. Kitts today?
No.
Sad to say, but you can't.
You can't.
And we have such flourishing soil.
Amazing soil.
It is a dying shame.
Mm-hmm.
Without vision, people perish.
Amen.
You have a good day.
Thank you very much, my friend. And it's the sad part. But someone else is saying that, you know, our big issue is the monkeys, which is true. But, you know, these shade houses,
there are ways.
There are ways around it. Shade houses and all these stuff. Where we have another call. We have the call. So, caller, good morning.
Good morning, Marlene team.
Good morning.
Yeah. Listen me, right? I come up in the farming of agriculture. Them is when my parents they live a span in the 70s. And the 80s coming up.
Mm-hmm.
My father had 3 mountain ground.
Mm-hmm.
I was a 4, you know. And we, as young men and women, got to dedicate ourselves and them soil with them. He had cattle, he had goat, they had sheep, they had pigs. And we all used to farm and live out the farming. That is where we get our house out there. Just farming. Because the little money where they never find the estate for. Could not provide for them, just go help buy food. And a lot of our elderly dead out and left mountain ground and left farm. Left even farm for animals. And with the young one in follow up. You know, we ain't follow up, just we just left the land here. And the land they grow in wilderness. I believe that, I always say that, right? I believe that if we was farming in the mountain, look how we old people used to farm still. I believe that the monkey them will have eliminated because we will chop the monkey them according. We will not get the monkey around because the food trees them will get clean out. And the food trees will not able to bear. Mm-hmm. And the monkey could have lived off of the mangoes and the man support as the lady just said it. Mm-hmm. Because those are where the monkey them used to live from and they cherry them. You understand? Because those they go wild in the bush. So I believe that too. Government is one that caused agriculture so backward in the country. Because if government they follow up and provide the people with lands, especially those who work in the sugar industry, you understand? Done dead and gone. Empower the young men and women with land, get an agriculture program, and try to, you know, get market for them. You remember we had the depot. We had the depot like downtown, and we had one up the up Newtown. And those the farmers them used to carry the food, the provision they sell them. Even me used to carry me sweet potatoes, me peanuts and all those, and they sell for me. But I think that the government had no plan because sometimes they add a lot of potato and the potato they must stop there and get rotten. Mm-hmm. You know, these potatoes could have go to the Leeward Island and Tiga and go St. Vincent all about the place, and we exchange with one another in agriculture. That I believe that it will be agriculturally be booming, and we would not even got to depend so much on tourism. Anyway, wonderful program as usual. God bless all.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Let me read one more comment and then we'll jump into a break. Someone saying on the live that I feel as though a portion of the sugar industry should have been kept alive. Modernize the sugar factory. All of this is possible revenue for the country, and I agree. We could have locally produced our own sugar because we still have massive amounts of cane fields that we could have, still utilized. And according to someone, agriculture can save the Caribbean, but I'm reading it in dialect, are you rather wait to serve the foreigners and hotels again? I say meow. But it's so true. We have soil done here. Let's start using it. Let's really start using it. We could fill the supermarkets with healthier options and
locally grown healthier
options, and it's more readily available. It can stay on the shelf longer because it's coming from right here versus having to sit on a boat for a few days until it gets here. All these things are essential things to think of. But we could have locally produced sugar for ourselves. We didn't have to produce it to export. We could have produced it for our local market.
To be totally honest, right? If we were ahead of all of this, we would have been in a much better position. So when Corona hit, we wouldn't have been scrabbling to figure out what we're going to do next, because tourism is our main export per se.
But,
if we had a backup in agriculture, yes, tourism would have been hit.
Tourism need to be the backup.
You're right. Tourism should have been the backup.
We're supposed to be good without tourism.
You're right.
Tourism should just be that extra oomph that just got us swimming good.
A taxi on the road and he named the taxi.
You're right.
Like on my farm, and I'm my farm working, but next man working my taxi on the road when the kush come in. I'm making extra money while I'm on my farm.
Look at y'all making sense again on the radio.
Anyway,
we come on here, we make too much sense. So let's take a very short break, and when we come back, we'll jump into some talk with our guest. We'll be right back.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Yo, Nectar, yeah. Yo, YK. Abracadabra, me make y'all vanish. Me got y'all never me parish. Say man a ball and no one use them fist. Tell them the y'all is can't soon dismiss. Take man young, time man a poor. Make man ball and put on a show. Javrell in your me call it a gyro. Man chill y'all far just like a sideshow. She call me she man so of course I'm the four. Y'all you me see and I you me. I do guide me hand round your body like a first class store. Take off your clothes, leave them up on the floor. Man I y'all is from since man born. When I die me legacy must live on. Too much y'all so me can't choose one. Touch one time now she turn a big fan. Me nah fall for no girl, me is a bad man. She me shut off all like a bad man. Nah no girl clone my boy, me a no Samson.
Welcome back to Island Tea with your faves, Kevon and Amali, and we are jumping into Eat Local with Javrell. Welcome.
Yeah, thanks.
You laugh at me singing?
Cause you have key.
Meow.
Because here's why me ain't gonna me eat no sugar for the month. I on a sugar diet.
For the month?
Yeah. Well, the month just start, but
How you could be on a sugar diet?
me, you know, like my sugar, my main intake of sugar is from juice, so I've cut out juice, and I drink a lot of juice.
Because sugar good to your body, you still.
So there's sugar in other places, but I cut out the main one. So I have a rough time.
So that's why you're half key?
Yeah. You want me to do it over?
Do it over.
There's a lot of pressure, boy. Eat low. No, me want to do it again. Local. Yeah. No, he ain't gonna do it at all.
No, you're crazy, boy.
But welcome. So, you know, we love to start these interviews off with you telling us a bit.
Who are you?
Well,
let's do with that.
As you can see, I'm a St. Paul's native.
Who was by? People from St. Paul's? People from Sandy Point?
Let's not get into that here, please.
Well, they don't call us divorce, because they say they was from the country. But I'm from St. Paul's. I'm 19. As you can see, I'm an artist. I'm from St. Kitts, of course.
So you're saying that St. Paul's is in St. Kitts?
Some people ain't know that. Some people ain't know that. No, but they look so they ain't know that. Some people ain't know that. You just got to make sure be specific.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah, so people slow. Sorry to say, but yeah. But yeah, I just think I went to Virtual High School.
Mm-hmm.
I attended the college for like a year, but I decided to stop because
wasn't for you?
I see a different, like, college wasn't my plan.
Mm-hmm.
Although, like, I passed all my subjects and I get good grades. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that wasn't me.
Mm-hmm.
My plan and me wanted that. Like, I wasn't feeling it.
Mm-hmm.
So I stopped. My mother didn't want me to stop, but I had to stop because it wasn't no motivation. It wasn't there. And I had not enough passion in it. Like, I had to stop. I didn't enjoy it. So now I here. I just be like in the studio just writing music and performing. That same song you were playing just before we started back.
Mm-hmm.
That's a new song I just bring out and I'm getting good feedback. So yeah, I might release a video for it.
Ah, you have to.
Mm-hmm. I got a couple videos up.
Mm-hmm.
That one name Touch, but I cannot play it because
is it inappropriate?
It's not inappropriate. It's just my having a little
inappropriateness.
I bet you we're gonna end up saying inappropriate. It's inappropriate.
Inappropriate.
Okay.
I try to think for a better way to make it so better, but no, bye.
Not AOA friendly?
AOA friendly, but you have a word in there.
That's inappropriate.
That may offend some people.
You know,
that makes it inappropriate.
You gotta listen. You gotta listen. Me want to see word either. Well, yeah.
Yeah, don't tell us because we liars. Just text us a lot, so we want extra text.
Okay. But yeah, that's basically me. Yeah, that's basically me.
So you're doing music full time now? That's what you're saying?
Well, I can't do it full time in St. Kitts because St. Kitts full of bad men people, as you say.
Yeah, they drop down and
that is true. That is true. A whole field of them. A whole field.
Whole field is bad mind St. Kitts people. They don't. You see, one is them nobody the same one too. Criticize you and try bring down something when you try build you check stuff.
Natural.
So that's why I cannot say full time because if I say full time, that's mean a lot of hate gonna come and hey, St. Kitts people don't play with them. They not to play with all. So me just watch myself still because
anyway.
they're gonna just hate pan it all the time, no matter what.
No matter where they'll always be there. But let's focus on the positive though. Tell us about what, your love for music and where it began. Like how old were you when you realized, this is what I want to do?
Well, my mother said, as a band, the first thing I do is sing a song. You check?
That's what your mother said?
Yeah, the first thing, as a band, as I come out as a baby when the doctor hold me, she said I sing Whitney Houston song. You check? I mean, no, miss, I'm so serious.
That's what for sure?
Yeah, she said.
I want to talk to your mother here.
Huh?
I want to talk to your mother.
She said the doctor watched me like, what?
Which song was it?
How you got it, man? No. Here we go. I Whitney Houston song. I forget that. Maybe know how I know it.
You need to ask her.
My mother love it though. She used to play it when she had me as a baby. So I come out singing it.
Fascinating.
That it started there and then I went on to primary school.
Wait, sorry, I can't. Hold on. I've been trying my best to keep my composure. Ain't working.
Go ahead, primary
school. I went on to primary school. Started performing. Like, in class, your class got a project to do. And you guys go up on the stage and you guys do a little something for some Christmas thing, and we do that.
Right, the Christmas
I was the lead singer
yeah.
with a girl. But I was the lead singer there. And from then I just started going on, and then the main reason why I started writing music because my brother did that too, and he did like music. He got killed, so I started like putting my feelings into what I write, and then it just started to become a hobby, and now it's like
when was that?
Do without. 2012. He died in 2012.
And that's when you started to put pen to paper and
that's when I started to write. I was writing long time still, as a kid, like some little simple.
You start somewhere.
Yeah, but now, like.
That's when the pen catch fire.
Like I don't wait for certain people you won't believe.
Interesting.
I take it serious.
Tell us somebody that you wrote for. Don't be shy.
But I cannot put people on the spot like that.
Why?
They didn't give me the permission to.
Okay, I understand.
Because if I say it, I'm gonna make them look. You know, watch them like.
Oh, so you're right.
People,
yeah. So okay.
I see what you mean.
Some big artists too.
But you.
But is like the song that you did pen were hits?
Who, me?
Yes.
Yeah, the ones that you wrote for
the songs they wrote for them, they're being hits?
Of course.
Oh, excuse me?
Of course. Like, the words are just... They just hit people like cars.
Once... I can't do this.
That's brilliant.
You tantalize them.
Tantalize them.
Hook.
So let's talk about your body of work. Do you have any bodies that you have released, like EPs or albums, or is that coming soon?
I release like how much? 3 albums now.
Really?
And they're doing good. You see, you might not know about them, but people out there know about them.
But that's what you hear, so we can know about them.
Yeah, I got 3. I released one recently. The same song. I was listening to that, and the album.
Jay making him laugh.
No, it's because you're saying words that hit people like cats.
Oh, is it people like that?
Impact, a serious
That's
impact.
great. Everybody's crying. I want to play next one of your songs, right? But I'm afraid. You could tell me one of the songs that are clean.
All of them are clean.
Without explicits.
Okay, you like I said, other words that we're looking for.
Explicit?
Yes, that same word.
You're welcome.
They ain't clean, eh?
I was going to say explicit. Okay. I mean, they want to say...
Inappropriate.
And it was that.
A good song that people gonna know, but it's non-explicit, radio friendly.
But you talk while you think. I'll let you think. While you think, you mentioned that you've done 3 albums already. Are these available on streaming platforms?
Of course. Again.
Which ones?
Everything on Spotify, Tinder, whatever in name. Apple Music. iTunes,
YouTube
Music and so. Okay.
Yeah, it's most on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook.
Okay.
The streaming platform, everything.
All three albums on there.
If you type in my name, it's gonna come up. You never have to type in US. You just type in JAVR and it bring up US.
Okay then.
I mean, if I should, like all the digits are the figures, but.
You know, I like this because he ain't playing humble. You got a lot of people we have coming here.
What?
Oh, do a little something, and they play very humble. And I mean into that. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, talk.
Me like that. Oh, well, yeah. My streams overall right now on Apple Music, 33,000. Yeah. When I check it out, my eyes open, right? You can't catch me because I was like. When I first started, I used to get like 2 views and 1 view. From 2 to 33. And 33 could multiply to 33 million and then on and on. So, yeah. But you could play a song, the same Abracadabra song, everything in that. You could play sometimes.
You queuing it up? Okay. So,
it's queued. Ready?
Oh, yeah, we could jump into it.
Okay.
But Abracadabra was the main one.
You want to introduce it for us?
Which one this be?
Hold on,
That's one on the album, but the best song on the album everyone likes is the Abracadabra tune. Yeah.
Which one is be, Jade?
Abracadabra, right?
Abracadabra is this.
The one that we played before when he said he make all girls vanish.
Okay,
Yeah.
but what's the name of the
What's
song?
the name of the song?
Abracadabra.
Abracadabra.
Yeah.
Okay, one.
You want that? That's
Okay. Let me go back to that one.
Mm-hmm.
So introduce this. Tell us what the process. Why did she queue it up? Tell us how this. How you.
about it?
All of it.
Okay.
The concept and how we came to you.
Okay. I was in the house with one of my partner them. So we was on YouTube browsing to some beats, right? So we were just how we find beats. We don't just move we head, and if a beat hit us, we don't just watch each other and say, "Hey, that's the beat." That beat in particular, when that beat came on, we watch each other and we were like, "Yeah, this the beat." So yeah, we play and then the first thing come to me was a melody. Na 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 na. And I just say, I like the melody, and so I put it into words now. And I say, let me just think. I try the wordplay, because the wordplay I like use words and try reference them. Yeah, that's the word, yeah. So yeah, I just say, abracadabra, me make girl vanish. And I say, okay.
Vanish, we are the girls vanishing too.
In the middle passage.
The middle passage. Yo, play this song, yo.
I can't.
Okay, in the middle passage. Yo, Nectar, yeah. Yo, YK. Abracadabra, me make y'all vanish. Me got y'all in a me parish. Say man a ball and no one use them fist. Tell them the y'all is can't soon dismiss. Take man young time and a poor. Make man ball and put on a show. Javrell in your me call it a gyro. Man change y'all far just like a style show. She call me she man, so of course I'm the four. Y'all you me see and I you me. I do guide me hand round your body like a first class store. Take off your clothes, leave them up on the floor. Man a y'all is from since man born. When I die, me legacy must live on. Too much y'all so me can't choose one. Touch one time, now she turn a big fan. Me nah fall for no girl, me is a bad man. She me shut off all like a bad man. Not no girl clone my boy, me a no Samson. Any girl come a home, me have to have one. If they call me girlfriend, then me have an island. Girl get attracted from the people, me diamonds. Type A, so you know me I got Taiwan. Girl is cast open, so my boy I tell one. Abracadabra, me make girl. Yo, Nectar, yeah. Yo, YK. Abracadabra, me make y'all vanish. Me got y'all in a me parish. Say man a ball and no one use them fist. Tell them the girl is can't soon dismiss. Take man young time and a poor. Make man ball and put on a show. Javrell in your me call it a gyro. Man chill girl far just like a style show. She call me she man, so of course I'm the four.
Man change girl fast like a slideshow. Wise words by the man himself, Javrell.
You know the next part now?
Oh, the next part said.
Javrell in your meat call it a gyro.
Kevon, you okay? Kevon is outraged. Flabbergasted.
Amy, I worry about the viewers and listeners.
That is a lyric if I've ever heard one, boy.
If I've ever heard one. And I love gyros.
Not really, but I understand.
The viewers and things. It's food, I mean, basically.
Yeah, gyro, yeah.
We actually appreciate the wordplay because we find that a lot of artists, they're not creative. They sing the same thing. Yes, I will, because they want to abuse us and say we don't put them on shows and we don't put them on this and we don't put them on that.
Hey, that's true, eh?
When they're not giving us anything to put them on for.
Because... but sometimes...
The views expressed on FM of Jay Johnson.
Yes, I said it.
Jay again the lawyer today.
Jay again stone.
Me, I'm Cleo laughing. That one, Cleo.
Artist, how she feeling, man?
Oh my God!
Never ever.
You're for them.
You see what happened? As a promoter, I appreciate good music. And when we do shows, as Amali can attest to,
don't call me name.
Yes, you're gonna be in it today because I know you would never put an artist on a stage that you do not feel could either
doing this.
perform
paying attention to
Kevon, you don't have to. You're not. You don't
exactly. Let's just show up and fit.
And I know you're not going fit to a song that you don't like to hear.
I mean.
Okay.
No.
If you never have a system, sure.
No,
fit to anything.
Yeah, man. Yeah. After you get to something for the junk, once it's a rhythm,
you could.
We are spelting.
You could play one Talamena and it's over for me.
Yeah. That's different when you're a junk.
But yeah, but that track there was definitely a track of quality. Mm-hmm. Lots of thought went into it, obviously.
Lots of wordplay.
Yeah.
Abracadabra.
Yeah, abracadabra. Make girl disappear.
Vanish.
Not
disappear.
Vanish.
So we don't want to do disappear, they vanish.
Into the middle passage.
They got in the middle passage. You know, see them again, you know?
Yeah, you see them again?
We ain't see them.
The man say take the man girl and make them ball.
Where you gonna see them? You can't find them again.
You can't find them again. Where they be?
They gone.
In the middle passage.
In the middle passage. That's all I can say. They gone. You ever say man thief them and not bring them back?
No. They gone.
A thief don't bring and give back. Yeah, I could thief you carry your daughter in there. GG's. Got everything going. I'm going to pull up on this side and say, steady until she come back.
Till he come back, yeah. But the car going.
The car going. And I bring it back. So the woman got to go. Basically, she's not coming back.
But just because of the line you said with Javrell, I feel like Shawarma should sponsor you.
Mm-hmm.
The Shawarma King. You should be Javrell, a.k.a. the Shawarma King.
You can change your name from Javrell to Shawarma King.
a.k.a. the Shawarma King.
Hey, you're funny, man. You're funny.
Ah, boy. But yeah, man, lovely song. When was that released?
I don't want to tell a lie, yeah? 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago.
It's really fresh.
3 weeks ago on YouTube. Didn't get a quick jump start, right? But as when I perform it, everybody start to like it.
Mm-hmm.
Because when they hear, they must hear the Javrell part too, because everybody's saying, everybody posting up on the status, Javrell.
You serious?
Javrell. People say, wait. Me, like, sorry about that explicit line there. I'm in someone's me like a Javrell. Everybody posting up that from since I sing it. And they're not giving me no props. And no.
They ain't put your name in quote.
They ain't saying where they get from.
They ain't saying where they get from. They would have never think about it if I didn't. I had a Javrell me and I think about it. I said, why you need Javrell? Meat?
Say like Javrell's.
I eat Javrell's. But once I check when I come back, you check? Basically, once I go with you, she not come back.
Wait, if you got me and me one back.
How you get her back?
But even if you did give her back,
Cleo.
last forever.
It gone disappear. You know, funny, you know, like our joke is joke, but when she gone, young koi. Young koi because she.
I love it. At least you're honest.
Oh, come in like a genie. Disappear.
Desert. Poof.
She gone.
Vanish. Middle
Passage.
passage. I think you should make a song called Middle Passage.
I know history, but the middle passage ain't a good passage.
Yeah, I know.
6 to 10 weeks,
6 to 10 weeks.
6 to 10
in the bottom
weeks.
of a boat.
Yeah, there.
Shackles.
And she don't see you at my boat. She gone. She in the middle passage. You think you'll find out anywhere, no? I look away. Look. You will find out.
So what's next for Javrell in terms of music, in terms of career? Where do you see yourself going within, the next? Because obviously, we're in the middle of COVID, things are, are a bit restrained at the moment in terms of events and so.
So right now, I'll be thinking, right? When I'm home, I'll be thinking, right? So basically, seeing that I'm not, like, up there in St. Kitts yet, I'm not down there. I'm just in between, hanging around, right?
Mm-hmm.
So either way, I could flop or I could become a big artist. So people telling me they think I should. Some telling me think I should release videos. Some telling me think I should release both videos and audio pictures. And people telling me I shouldn't release too fast. So basically,
how about you release videos for the songs that you have already made?
Yeah, man. Videos always.
Videos are one
never
of the
a bad idea, man.
Trust me, marketing-wise, videos. Because I'm sure you see that video that you released with the other two guys. I can't remember the names.
Yeah.
How much views that video already has? You have to release videos.
People are visual.
Yeah, they like.
And some people would hear a song and they say, yeah, this song, okay. But they see the video and they say, but this video, bad, and all of a sudden they love this song.
They love this song because the video catch their eye.
Exactly.
That's people down the Hamptons. They're not like that. They see a video, right? And if a girl in the video, she saw to she like, she can't walk you again. If she weaved and bad, don't want the tracking there. Don't say, oh, what's she tracking? She can't walk the word again because she ain't got her she head. They don't find everything wrong about the video.
You see, bad mind people we're talking about. A whole field of them.
But you got to just raise above that and do your best.
And the whole island?
Yeah.
I think it's a good
because
song
you
for
see,
to
you
write
can't just
about.
think about St. Kitts.
Bad mind?
How bad mind, one bad mind drop and go.
Me got a song also, but in a job yet. But St. Kitts people very bad mind.
You have a song called Bad Mind?
It's about that. Friends.
Well, see, we don't give you an idea to how to do the video. Just plant a seed of bad mind people.
And a whole field of them go.
Hey, when he said a joke, I made it. I mean, I can't get myself right over there. I cannot get myself.
So what is next?
Okay, next.
You tell me what you want to do, but you ain't telling me what you're doing.
Because me ain't know what to do. That's the point. Because how it going right now is like people telling me
conflicting things.
I don't have a manager. I ain't got no manager and I ain't got nobody there talking
To guide you and so.
to guide me. It's just me. So I just.
I need to be here.
So yeah, that's why I changed. Me ain't know what to do, but I'm gonna keep asking for other people's opinion.
You know, there are people you can speak to, and anyway.
So yeah.
Javrell, listen. The direction will come, and the ideas will come, and if if your heart is really into it, then it will come naturally. You ain't got to worry about that. Don't be concerned about what to do and when to do it. When it feels right, you're gonna do it.
But sometimes they just say, what? Somebody say, don't drop them too quick. Like,
yeah, you have to give people a chance. You also got to give people a chance to digest music.
But this is how I change. This is why I watch it from a different angle. What do you mean don't drop them too quick?
What is too quick?
What do you mean too quick? Because when you try to tell me, if me try to reach somewhere, you not got to go hard to reach that specific spot.
Yeah.
Supposing songs or whatever to let people know your song them. That's basically going in. So if me release that song, how people gonna know about me?
Right.
If I release a song today, I may release not until 2 months from now. They'll be like, oh, he come back again?
He does still sing?
He does still sing? Me hear nothing from him.
You drop one today and you drop one next week. You drop them fast, but you're still gonna watch it still either way. So,
but there's a balance. And there are people you can speak to who give it a guidance who in the industry and got that kind of expertise.
Yeah,
but I believe I hear the Goliath coming upstairs. Should we reach it? Javrell, we have come to the end of this very fascinating interview.
Fascinating indeed.
Love your music. It's quite super. When I'm leaving, I'm gonna bust Abacadabra make when I'm driving home.
Yeah, you're gonna sing it when you reach and say Abacadabra. But your wife gonna say what? You be like,
wife, we don't keep those things, so.
I tell you, you see you're lucky you ain't had a wife because she'd have vanished. Just so, you get up in the morning, you put her hand.
Does the pillow? Javrell gone with her.
I'm gonna do it, make sure wait till you wake up and watch. As you come and do so poof, and I got with her. You be like, Javrell.
Javrell, no swiping. Anyway, folks, that was Javrell, recording artist out of St. Paul's, which is in St. Kitts.
which is in St. Kitts, which is in the Caribbean, which is on the map, which is
on the Western
Earth,
Hemisphere, yeah.
which is in space.
That brings us to the end of our show. Thank you very much, Javrell, for joining us.
No problem.
Wonderful conversation, very hilarious.
This was one of the funniest ones I've ever done.
Yeah, man.
Honestly.
Oh, look, I can't get yourself.
I still can't get myself.
It is Friday, and it's time to enjoy the weekend.
Don't forget
to skipping Javrell on the weekend.
I want you to say. You can say we finish in line for me. I just say something at the end of the show, and I want you to say it today. I'm gonna type it out.
No. He phrase it. He want to say it.
Well, okay.
So he'll cue you, but you gotta show him.
I'm typing it out.
He gonna show you what to say, and then when I point on you, you say it.
Can't see, no.
I'll come in.
He gonna show it to you.
So this is don't say it yet.
You got it?
You got it?
No. I know what you mean.
You got it?
Okay, so
it's Friday, folks. You know, party safely, spend time with your loved ones. Don't drink and drive too much because you know we're gonna drink and drive. Lord of mercy, that's one bad bite. Drink moderately and drive responsibly, and don't forget.
You can't be everybody cup of tea because you're not a mug. What? Wait, you don't know that?
No, I take it from a Jamaican.
That's word playing the.
.9 98.9 is Win